Hey guys, it's Axiom with Good Time Gaming, here with a quick video tutorial about what I consider to be one of the worst levels in Payday 2, and that is the bomb, The Forest. And you might be asking, well, why is this level so bad? Well, I'll give you a few reasons why it's so bad. First off, it's extremely open. You can get shot at from literally every direction around you. You can get shot at from behind, above, northwest, southeast. You get shot from directions that don't even exist. It's that bad. Snipers set up all around the map and have no problem popping your face whenever you step out somewhere. It's easy to take fall damage while you're trying to navigate the terrain because of how it slopes. It can sometimes be difficult to climb on top of some of the different train cars, but once you get a kind of the hang for it, it's a little bit easier. But if you're like me and you wanted to do this on Deathwish and you maybe had some trouble, I have a few suggestions that kind of help me do it that will hopefully help you as well. Because if you haven't got your Deathwish mask yet, then you're going to have to do this heist to get it. So sorry about your luck. So let's start by taking a look at what all you get to work with in pre-planning. For this heist, you get a total of 10 favors that you can utilize. Let's start by looking at Mission Critical, which is also known as your escape. So under escape, you have three options. You have the default escape, which is for a boat, the second escape, which is for a plane, and the helicopter escape, which is for a helicopter. Each of these, as you spend more favors, will get the escape a little bit closer to you, which can help out if you're wanting to get out of here really quick, or if you want to go ahead and chance the boat escape and get more assets, you can go that route too. I've done it both ways. So let's take a look at first off where these are at. The boat escape is down here. So this is the area that you start in right here with my lovely yellow circle. This escape down here is your default boat escape. You have to go basically all the way back to where you start, hike up a little pathway, and then zip line all the components individually across to the boat. Now while you're doing that, there's going to be guys rappelling down from the sides, here, basically all through there. There's my lovely X. And you'll also have snipers set up across from the boat in roughly these positions here. So you kind of got a lot to deal with going that way, but I've done it that way, and that's actually the first time I ever did it, was that successful escape there, default. So you have that option. The second escape is the plane. The plane, boss. The plane will basically come in this way here and will land in this area, and you just have to run up to it, throw the stuff in, and get out of dodge. So pretty simple. It's not a terrible escape. You'll get a little bit of a reinforcement from the police, and they tend to come up and deploy out of SWAT vans along the road here. So you might have some little SWAT encampments here. It's actually kind of funny because if you're quick about it, whenever the SWAT vans show up, you can actually shoot the cops as they jump out, like just in a stack, and it's actually kind of hilarious because they just all get mowed down in droves coming out of this thing. It's like a bunch of cops jumping out of one of those like little circus clown cars. They just pour out of it and they just get mowed down one after another. So it's kind of entertaining that way. But again, you're gonna have to make a little bit of a hike from where the different train cars might be at. The final escape and the closest escape is the helicopter escape. Basically, this one is right smack in the center of all the action up here. It is on a little bit of a hill, so you're gonna walk up a little hill. The helicopter's gonna be right there. You toss the things in. If you're wondering, is it possible to miss the helicopter and throw the bag down a hill? It is. It's not likely because it gets pretty close, but it is possible. I wouldn't worry too much about it though. So that's your last escape there. Let's take a look at the dead drops. You have your standard dead drops that you can put everywhere: doctor, bag, ammo, grenades. You know what this stuff is. I don't need to explain it. Hacking. All right, silent alarm delay. So this will basically delay the start of the very first wave. This is a loud only heist, so it gives you 30 extra seconds to get the drills going, get everything set, and hopefully find something before the cops arrive. The next set of assets are your backup. So you can call in Ilya the sniper, which we all know who he is. You can place him in a couple different spots here. Honestly, I've never used him on this. I don't think he's really that worth it. Depending on where you put him, he might not have a whole lot of line of sight to shoot targets. I'd rather spend my assets on something else. So he's there if you want him, but I don't take him. The next thing you have is Demolition Expert. Now this one, you basically choose where your spawn points for wagons are. So you can increase the probability of getting a preferable spawn, and this can be really important. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So you can see kind of different locations here. They're all over the field. Basically, you choose one, there's definitely going to be a train car there. Got it? All right. The last one is Ace Pilot and a better pump. So this one is kind of cool here. This one basically makes one of two things happen. There's two different ways to open this safe, and they both involve water. One way to do it is, depending on where your train car is that has the vault, a helicopter will come in with a water pump on it and it'll pump water into it. It has to do it twice. So it comes in once, pumps water, leaves, gets more water, comes back with the water, pumps it, then you're good to go. This makes it go just a little bit quicker. The second way that this happens is through a small generator that's located approximately in this area here. And basically what happens is you have to run over to this generator, enable it, and you run a set of hoses to wherever your train car is. So not all of these locations will have the hose to them. It's just mostly the closest ones, because it's kind of unreasonable to have you, take his hose all the way over to here. That's just kind of ridiculous. But what will happen is you'll have to do it in 3 segments. So we'll say that's your Jenny. You do 1 segment, 2 segment, and the third segment. The third segment will go right up there and hook up. The problem with this, and what makes this really difficult, is that the cops can disconnect the hose at any of those segments, which means that if you're holed up somewhere, you got to run out of that and go up there and tackle that. John Madden style, take that shit out. And that can be really difficult to do when you're getting fired at from here, and sniped from over here, and right there, and there's a dozer right here, and he's like, "I'ma drop on these shitheads like a fucking piano!" It can be a pain, so you don't want that. Honestly, if you get the pump and you're trying to do this on Deathwish, I would just restart and just try and get a location where you get the helicopter. The helicopter can still be disconnected, but it's a lot less likely, and it's easier to deal with. So, do what you will with that. If it was me, I would not take the generator water hose option. The last set of things you can get are mission equipments, which you don't really need them. One of them is a ladder, which makes it so that you can just start with the ladder, you can throw it and climb up the train cars. It makes a couple of the train cars a little bit easier to get up, but as you'll quickly find out, you don't need the ladder to get up this. On top of that, some of these train cars spawn with a ladder stuck to the back of them, and you can either saw the ladder off or you can just lockpick it. So, kind of useless. The second one is a crowbar, and this one's honestly pretty useless too, because there will be a big clearing and there will be crowbars right in the middle of it. And if I'm looking at this correctly, they're roughly in this area here. They're just a big overturned box with crowbars spilling out of them. You can't miss them. So, 2 pretty worthless mission equipments, but yeah, you can take them if you just really want to, I guess. So before we do anything else, I'm going to showcase exactly how these little explosives work here. So Demolition Expert, you pick where you want your trains to go. So we're going to put one right here, here, and here. You can do 3 total, so no more than 3. So let's get into the game and see what this does. Alright, so as you see, we are now in the heist, and we have 3 train cars. We have 1, 2, and there'll be a third one over there, 3. So let's check and see what this one is here. Alright, that one has cargo. This one has cargo. You have to be careful with these because sometimes these have the crates you need to get the explosives out of, so it's always good to check these just to make sure there's not a crate that you can open. Pro tip for climbing up wagons, jump around where the gears are for like the wheels, and just keep on pressing forward and hitting spacebar and you'll get up it. No problem. Note that this one is a little bit easier to climb from the back than the top. So this one has the vault in it. So if I'd grab the thermite at the start, then I could put the thermite here and it'd start burning the hole through it. It's just a matter of waiting at that point. This is what a ladder looks like whenever you find it. See, it has 2 sections you need to unscrew, and it takes very little time to do. And now you have a ladder. But pro tip, you can just walk right up this one, like a mountain goat. Yeah. So now you guys might be wondering, well, now that we've found the vault, where is a good place to try and stay alive at? Because this place is pretty open, as I've said before. So I'm just going to show you guys a couple of the places that I have successfully survived this heist hold up at. Alright, so the first location I've survived this at is in this corner right here. If you're looking at the map in pre-planning, this is the northwest corner. Now, this isn't my preferred place to hide at, but I did do this successfully once on Deathwish, hiding up here with a group of randoms, and it does work. The problem that you run into with this location here is that snipers can spawn on this ridge right above you right here. You can also see here SWATs can rappel down nearby you. Occasionally they will also come down this clearing over here. And if I'm not mistaken, snipers can spawn on this ridge and then further down around that area. So you're exposed to sniper fire here, and snipers will one-shot you in Deathwish if they get a good hit on you. So depending on your armor, you might survive it, but it's you all play Deathwish, you know how snipers are. I shouldn't have to say that. So yeah, snipers suck. This location over here is on the east side of the map. If you look in relation to where our vault is, it's over there, and you can see right now I'm getting targeted by a sniper that I have no vision on. All the way over there. So very dangerous stuff. This is the generator that you have to use if you're going to do the water hose. This is also what I do not recommend because it's such a pain in the ass. SWAT spawn here, snipers will be on that ledge, and you'll have to take this hose and run it all the way over to wherever it is it needs to go to. And while you're doing that, you're getting shot at like by snipers right there. So, sniper. Yay, we love snipers. Alright, so here's the other spot that works really well. And basically what you need to do is immediately come here if you get this spawn, drill this open. You'll have to wait for the drill, obviously. Do not open the other side of this. You do not need to open it. You can reach the boxes regardless of which side you're on. So just open one side, preferably this inner side here. You and your crew can hold up here. Cops can come from in front of you and behind you. You don't have a lot of cover, and it's a little bit exposed, but they don't tend to, from my experience, to push too awful hard. Of course, it could be different for you. This is payday. But you don't have a lot of cover, so you may want to just set drills and then hide in a little bit better of a spot until then. But your ultimate goal is to get inside of one of these containers. So now we've opened a wagon, we now have a pretty safe spot to hold up at. You can jump inside of here and you can just take cover from the cops and take shots out at people as they come by. The spot is nice because for whatever reason, the AI seems to have a pretty hard time pathing into this area. So oftentimes you'll just be sitting inside the train cars shooting out at occasionally a few guys here and there, and there'll be all kinds of SWATs just right around the corner just hanging out because they can't push in for whatever reason. Now of course you don't have to be in this cargo train car to survive. If you get a different spawn somewhere else in the map, then it's still a great place to hang out in. Now obviously different ones will have different angles, so you might take more fire in certain locations than others, but regardless it's still a pretty safe spot, and it's honestly the best spot you have until the vault opens up. The last one that I show off is one that I did this on the very first time. So this is my very first time doing this. We actually did a lot of the heist hold up back here. You can use this fallen tree to sneak out from under like this, and you can also take cover under it. Cops will pile up and come through here. You have a little bit of cover here to where you can flank shields if they come running by, so you just wait for them to run by and pop them. Scoot back out. Cops will push up from this side here, so you have to be mindful of that. In my game, this is the one that had the vault in it, so we were kind of needing to stay around this thing anyways. But this is another spot you can hold up in. I would honestly just hide inside of a container, but you can do it if you want to. The good news is that once you're actually inside the vault, the hardest part is honestly over. Gather up all the pieces of the bomb, put them in a pile, and be careful because cops can grab them through the wall. If someone's using Hawk's HUD, watch for fade and start moving whenever you're in the wave fade. This is the best time because you'll have a little bit of time while the wave is still going, then you'll have the short reprieve before all the violence starts up again. Get to wherever your escape point is, load up the bags, and get the hell out. Hopefully this guide has been useful for you. I know that this was the heist that I had the hardest time with. I could never get anyone to come play this heist with me because everyone just hated it that I knew. So I decided to fire up randoms one day, bought the heist, and I did it the first time ever within maybe an hour, 2 hours of trying. So if I can do it with randoms and you have 1 or 2 good friends, you can probably do it. So let me know what you think, let me know if this was helpful. If you happen to be in game, you need a hand with this heist, if you ask really nicely and give me some cookies, maybe I'll help you. But no, seriously, if you're in game and you want to try and do this heist, we can try and knock it out. It's not that bad once you kind of get the hang of what's going on. So this is Axiom with Good Time Gaming. Please remember to like, subscribe, share the video if you like anything you saw here today, and remember to always have a good time gaming.